It appears that Karim Benzema's time at Real Madrid could be up, especially if Los Blancos end up signing Erling Haaland from Borussia Dortmund in the summer. The Norwegian international is the envy of loads of top European clubs, but only one will get his signature. And it appears that the Spanish giants are confident that they will beat their opponents to the signing. Everton decided to part ways with Rafael Benitez after seeing the club lose 11 times in the league while playing with zero passion, and the Merseysiders have apparently found a man who could turn things around. Meanwhile, PSG are also eager to sign Haaland, and it appears that the French giants see him as the eventual replacement for Kylian Mbappe. Before we get started, we want to share the sponsor of today's video. The OneFootball app is the ultimate football platform and is a must-have for every football fan so that you can follow all of your favourite leagues, teams and players all the time right from your phone. You can be sure to turn on notifications for specific players to be instantly alerted when they score a goal or when they're involved in other breaking news. It is the best and easiest way to stay up to date with everything football. Click the link in the description down below to download the app right now. You won't regret it. On Saturday afternoon, Everton lost more ground in the league following a 2-1 defeat to Norwich. This defeat was one too many for the management of the Toffees, who decided to sack their coach, Rafael Benitez. The Spanish tactician arrived at the club this summer, following the departure of Carlo Ancelotti. A successful former Liverpool manager, he arrived in a complex situation given the rivalry between the two clubs. A pitiful first half of the season finally got the better of his position as club coach. Replacing a manager during the season is not always easy. However, Sky Sports announces that the management of Everton will have shortlisted 6 names to come and sit on their bench. The British Daily quotes Rudy Garcia, the former Lyon coach, who is without a club since leaving their own club last May, Frank Lampard, a Premier League legend who had a mixed time on the Chelsea bench, or Wayne Rooney, mired in a more than complicated season in the Championship for Derby County. Sky also quotes Graham Potter, an up-and-coming coach at Brighton, Roberto Martinez, current coach of Belgium and former manager of Everton between 2013 and 2016, and finally Duncan Ferguson, assistant to Ancelotti, then Benitez, who could act as interim until something more permanent is found. According to rumours, Manchester United are monitoring the contractual situation of Barcelona defender Ronald Araujo. The youngster only has 18 months left on his current deal at Camp Nou and has so far not decided to accept a contract offer. Moreover, Barcelona aren't willing to pay him over the odds, which means that the youngster could leave Catalonia for good. And according to Sport, the 22-year-old is attracting a lot of interest from Manchester United, who are willing to offer him a lucrative deal and a long-term contract. Moreover, the Red Devils see him as a future star and have reportedly already gotten in touch with the player's entourage to test the waters. Meanwhile, Manchester City want to sign Nico Gonzalez from Barcelona too. One of the positions that the Citizen team want to strengthen is that of the midfielder, taking into account that Fernandinho will leave the club this year. City are working on planning their squad for next season, with the intention of staying as the main candidate to win the Premier League, which they are showing this season, and continue to be one of the best teams in Europe, with the aim of winning the UEFA Champions League, which continues to be the stone in the shoe of Pep Guardiola's project in England. Since Fernandinho will leave the club in the short term and Rodri can't play all of the games in the season, the Citizens definitely want to strengthen the midfield position. The Spaniard Nico Gonzalez has been showing an impressive level in recent months, so Guardiola wants a footballer who can enter in rotation and who, in turn, can fight for the position. A player who competes and raises the stakes. But this demarcation is still a second course given the need to bring in a centre-forward. However, City are going to move for a midfielder and have identified Nico as the player they want. The youngster can play in several different positions in midfield and understands Guardiola's football philosophy. However, his contract expires in 2024, which means that it'll probably cost them quite a bit. Georginio Reynaldon was one of the star signings of Paris Saint-Germain for this season. The Dutch footballer arrived at zero cost from Liverpool. However, 6 months after his arrival at Parc des Princes, he's seeking a change of scenery due to the lack of regular minutes under the orders of the Argentine coach Mauricio Pochettino. As revealed by the newspaper AS, Reynaldon might have already made the decision to leave PSG and look for a new destination in the winter transfer market that's going to end soon. The Premier League is where the Dutchman would seek to recover his best form, with Everton and Newcastle being the two teams that apparently would seek to take over the services of the midfielder, who, on the other hand, won't have an easy time leaving France, at least in the middle of the season. Chilean striker Ben Bledaton has scored 20 goals in 26 games in the Championship for Blackburn Rovers and is definitely one to watch out for. Sevilla are working on planning its squad for next season with the intention of remaining one of the best teams in Spain and dreaming of fighting for the most important titles in the next season, La Liga and UEFA Champions League. Julen Lopetegui's project continues to grow, so they don't want to stop until they break the ceiling that separates them from the greats of Europe. One of the positions they want to reinforce is centre-forward, because En-Nesyri could be close to going to the Premier League this season, and they would only have Rafa Mir in the rotation, adding that Luuk de Jong is another sale that they want to close to raise funds. And one of the names they might have in their sights is Ben Bledaton. The striker, who was born in England and defends the colours of Chile, is only 22 years old, has 20 goals in 26 games played in the Championship, and is one of the players that several Premier League teams are following. His contract ends in the summer of 2022, so it is a market opportunity. Monchi's plan, according to The Sun, is to offer him a lucrative contract in this period, so that he arrives for free in the summer, being the team's first major signing for next season. Bledaton is a market opportunity that they don't want to miss out on at Sevilla, who know that he's a striker with sensational talent and that he has the potential to be one of the best in South America in the short term. Several teams such as Brighton, Newcastle United, and even several La Liga teams will fight for his signing. We revealed to you recently that Erling Haaland is Paris Saint-Germain's priority in the event of Kylian Mbappe's departure. And today, even if there was this new contract offered by PSG to the French player, everything indicates that the star striker of the capital club will leave Parc des Princes in June. And you can imagine the competition will be tough in this case, where we will notably find the two ogres of La Liga, in addition to Manchester City, which is today, especially for financial reasons, the main favourite according to Cadena Ser. But of course, PSG can compete with the Premier League leaders when it comes to signing checks. And the Mirror has revealed the total price of the operation for the interested clubs, including PSG. In total, the Norwegian cyborg will cost €350 million, a substantial amount, which includes in particular the price of the player's transfer, which would be €75 million, the famous release clause, which had been negotiated at the time. There's the player's salary for the 6 years of the contract he wants to sign at his next club, as well as the various bonuses paid to his agent Mino Raiola and his father. Karim Benzema really wants to stay at Real Madrid, but his future might not be in his hands. The French striker is having a great season for Madrid. He's been scoring goals for fun and is not showing any signs of slowing down. While he is performing at the peak of his powers, it might not be enough with the Spanish giants still looking to move for Erling Haaland, who represents a younger option. At the age of 34 and unwilling to give up, Benzema plans to leave Real Madrid in case his club ends up signing the Norwegian. Madrid are now looking towards the future and believe that even though Benzema is doing all he can to help the club compete on several fronts, eventually he's not going to be that consistent. So it's natural for the player to worry about his future while also being realistic at his age. But Mbappe's arrival at the club is not going to force out Benzema. The PSG man is likely to sign up for the current La Liga leaders. However, his position is not going to come at Benzema's expense.